Hey there guys, it's Young Folk YGO here. Today I'm going to be talking about a slightly, honestly a pretty notable video as it really increases the pool of the game that you play. I'm talking about how to get your friends to start playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, this has a few different levels. This has like at school level, which is the easiest. At, and by school level I mean like high school, middle school, just where friends just hang out lots in groups and typically you guys all do the same thing. College, where I have little experience, but as far as I know, it's incredibly simple. You just have to find the niche of gaming because usually that's pretty established. From people who stopped playing during high school and they start playing back in college because hey, it's fun and they found out that other people like to play as well. To on the adult scale, which is honestly the hardest to find just an easy group to go with, besides any group of your work friends who might be a bit more nerdy like you. No offense to anybody watching there, but I'll start off with the basics. First, you have to establish a group. The group is the most important part of any Yu-Gi-Oh activity because it can change it from just one-on-one gameplay, which can get pretty boring after a while, to lots of different friends, and then it being more of a social thing rather than you just being alone or playing Yu-Gi-Oh. This allows people to constantly be drawn into the game because not only can they potentially have more fun playing something, especially if they're not athletically gifted, they can also have a really good time because they'll make new friends, and also they'll meet new people, and they get to play children's card games. Who doesn't want to play children's card games? And that's at school level. College level, I said communities are already established. You just have to find it. And as an adult, what I recommend if you have any friends who used to play with you, or you're just getting into it now and trying to get other friends to get into it, take them to a tournament. Show them how everything goes, because some people like to play Yu-Gi-Oh just to win, and other people like to play it just because they think the cards look badass. And other people just like it because they think it's really fun. You can usually find people that all three of those things appeal to, or at least one of them appeals to, making this incredibly easy to at least get one or two people, which can swell over time. Secondly, getting them into the game itself. The hardest part about this is that cards can be expensive, so the easy way to get people into the game is rather just structure decks. Structure decks are amazing because it says it in the name, they're structured decks. You don't have to be original and creative and go through the trying process of building your own deck, and you don't really have much and not having much given to you besides just intellectual know-how and other things like that. But this allows you to keep going forward, and you get to learn about new mechanics in the game usually. For example, the Masters the Pendulum structure deck introduced lots of players out there to pendulum summoning, and it made it very easy for people to get one of the pretty good decks out there, Pendulum Magicians. And it's so basic and so generic that you can mix it and add your own originality to the deck itself, making it a very, very versatile deck, and one that loads of players out there love to use. The second deck that I'm going to be talking about is another modern deck to get your friends into the game at least. Monarchs. This is for players who like a bit more of a, let's say, control-based system, rather than the grind of other pendulum decks. Other decks in general. And if you're getting older players to come back in, for example, at the adult or college level, this is a perfect deck as it mixes the old with the new, as there's new support cards allowing the deck to maintain speed. But on top of that, it still keeps up with the old tributing mechanic, making it so that older players can slowly adjust, rather than just being thrown into the age of pendulums. And that's pretty much, this is the most difficult step usually. It's not getting people to want to play, but it's getting them the ability to play, which is getting them the cards. So step 3, creating a nice environment. Now this might be like a library, your table at school, your house after work, or the tournament area where it's overall pretty calm. Well, at the time it's not calm because it's really hype, but overall it can usually be an accepting area. Not typically of ideas, but of like newer players. As long as you're there with your friends, it should be rather accepting because new players aren't treated the best. But when they have friends with them to vouch for them, that's usually when they get treated pretty well because people will try to introduce them to the game and won't try to just pull something over their eyes and beat the living shit out of them. But yeah, honestly, you should try to find a perfect environment for your group. This can vary. That's why I say the Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament scene is the best because wide range of people, there's lots of cards. So if you can't like it for the cards and not really for the social aspect, you can look at the cards. You like it for the social aspect, but not so much about the cards, you can just look at the card. You can just talk to other people there. And if you like both, then you can play games and talk to people, and it's just amazing. But if you're starting out, a library or someplace like that is pretty good to start off, as it can go pretty far, and it's just a nice environment, and you can usually get pretty free Wi-Fi there. And fourth step, getting them into more than just a card game, because a good substantial part of Yu-Gi-Oh isn't just a card game. It's getting people into like seeing the show and seeing how stupid Infinity Plus One is, and some of the crazy things that you can see in the Yu-Gi-Oh show. And it'll just make them have an overall more appreciation for the deck, or just for dueling, or just give them cool ideas to start off their decks, which is like I saw the Arcana Horse, and from the moment I saw it, I knew I wanted to build a deck. And even though I was awful with it, it was still so amazing, and that got me even further into Yu-Gi-Oh! It got me into becoming more of a competitive player, even though I just started off using something as janky as Arcana Force at the beginning of like last year. Well, not last year. Whew. I say like October. It was really janky, but it was so much fun. And last but not least, being friends. In order for this group to start off, you need to do it with your friends. And I don't just mean like random people, but I just mean like your actual friends. Because then, if you have your actual friends, not only will it get you closer to your friends potentially, since now you guys have something to share in common, but on top of that, now you guys have a game that you guys can all play together if you guys ever get bored, which is a lot of pluses, and just lots of good things that can happen from having more close friends. But anyways, guys, that was just how I think you should get your friends to start playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And if you have any suggestions or ideas regarding this video, please comment, because that's the most important part to me. But overall, please like, comment, and subscribe. And as for me not uploading videos the last couple of days, sorry, it's just the stress of finals getting to me and having to do roughly like 4 projects in the span of 2 weeks. But I should be starting to add thumbnails to my videos and starting to get more uploading consistency. And by this I mean like an established schedule so that it's not as stressful on me and I can produce better content and allow more time for ideas to settle. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. This has been Young Wolf YGO here. I'm probably going to put this in one of my playlists, like the rants or random playlists. But as I said earlier, please like, comment, subscribe, and thank you for watching.